Hi, YouTube. Um, Thought I'd make a quick video trying to keep in line with what I had been talking about earlier, food for thought. I'm just looking at my neck, since my neck seems to be the subject of somebody's worry. Seem to think if you put a rubber band in the back of your neck, it would get rid of the wrinkles or whatever, the scars. But they seem to think that my neck is their neck being getting fat on it, or chicken neck, turkey neck is something that I'm doing to them. That is just really, make it sound like you're real stupid, don't it? I earned these scars, not that I'm proud of them, but ain't a damn thing I can do about them. These are many surgeries, girl. This here was from a thyroid surgery, a goiter. I had a big um thyroid problem. It wasn't cancer. I'm thankful for that, but that was in the 80s. Then I end up having to have a surgery coming across here to fix a vertebrae, and then the last one was this one. Ooh, that was a big surgery there. I had to do some more repair, and then in the back of my neck, it's all the way down from the up here. They had to shave 3 inches of my hair off and do a repair from the back of my neck to C7. So I can't believe somebody would be so silly and they call themselves a nurse. You don't even know the difference between tendons and muscles. Everybody had these muscles in the neck. As you get older, it happens. Or if you keep eating junk food or fat, you're going to get that way. Keep living. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get old. Anyway, I didn't get on here to talk about this idiot, but I'll try to stay in line with what I'm thinking about. We're talking about thoughts. And my 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 dog Sonny, she didn't do this on purpose, because dogs don't think about one thing, food. And she had my nose is trying to mess up. She had stopped eating a couple of days. She threw up and then she stopped eating and wasn't drinking water. And I just, oh my God. And Sonny is an older dog, but I said, oh, is this the way my baby gonna leave? I just knew she was dying. That's my thoughts. That's that thinking again. I called my daughter-in-law and I said, tell me what to do. She said, well, Mama, we can call a vet, but she'd probably be all right. But she just does not like Sonny to not eat. I would pick up her little arm, and she just drop it and just limp. She was just, I mean, she looked like she was dying. So I called my other son and told everybody that Sonny is getting ready to leave us. That's me and my thinking, okay? Night before last, no, night before last, my daughter-in-law says, Mama, they're here taking care of me, but they have two larger dogs and they upstairs. She says, Mama, about 1 o'clock, I could hear her little jingle jangles around her neck, her tags. I heard them up there jingling. And she told my son, she said, honey, I think Sonny is up here outside the door in the hallway. So he says, well, open the door so she can come in. And she said, Mama have a fit if she wake up and Sonny is not down there. So she said, Mama, I kind of cracked the door and Sonny is in the hallway eating up the food, leftover food, what her dogs didn't eat. She said she was chomping down, had her head in a bowl, and she said she looked up at her and glanced and put her head right back down, eating. So that's why she wasn't eating her own food. She was full. She, man, and it wasn't like she was trying to fool me, but my thoughts, that's what I'm talking about. My thoughts had me thinking that the dog is dying. I said, "Look, can you imagine where in the heck did I get that?" Well, it's some kind of association when dogs stop eating, because I've had dogs that die on me like that. You take them to the vet and they say nothing they could do and they put them to sleep. So I'm associating a past event with what I saw. So it's like, damn, I thought that and I was gonna make it true. But Sonny wasn't out to fool me, I don't guess. But why did she just lay there limp? She was acting too. She could have got an Academy Award for that one. I would, but when the other dogs started barking, she would bark with them. But she kind of rolled around. She wasn't scratching and licking her paws like she normally do. So I just said, "Oh, she's really getting ready to leave, Mama." But I thought about that when it comes to thinking. My thoughts coming from past events, and I just assume that's the thing. I assume that's what it was. And when you think about trying to keep your thoughts cleaned up and how they can just come out of nowhere, and even when we think about the gardening, when you are gardening and you even in with your grass, when you're getting the weeds out of your grass, you're trying to get you some St. Augustine to grow and look real pretty. And there's a certain weed that looks just like St. Augustine. If you're not really skilled, you'll be pulling up the St. Augustine and thinking you get them mixed up, the weed and the St. Augustine. So that's kind of like back in the Bible, it says, let the wheat and the tares grow together. And when the master come, he'll separate. God will separate them. But if you leave those weeds that look like St. Augustine alone, the season for those weeds will pass. And if you don't touch them, the St. Augustine will grow and choke out those weeds. But if you don't know how to separate them, you'll pull up the wrong thing. So that goes to say, when you don't know what you're dealing with, you can leave it alone and it'll come to a head and it'll eventually die. Just like this woman that can't stand my neck and think I'm trying to steal her soul. Yeah, I'm trying to steal her soul. If you leave people like that alone, they'll finally die out or choke on their own vomit. But I said that to say that I went there to see, to help this lady. I mean, my heart was in the right place, but I didn't, to what extent, I didn't know how serious this thing was. I knew something was wrong from the get go. I knew something was wrong, but I wanted to help her to get her book projects off the ground and help her as much as I could. But in the end, I'm the one that kind of but yeah, it did get bad. It got real bad, but it didn't destroy my reputation. It didn't, because the St. Augustine grass is only going to get stronger, because in due season those weeds, they died out. So in due season evil will die out, and you don't have to worry about it. If you can't tell a wheat from a tear, don't worry about it, because uh, this universal law called karma will do what it's supposed to do, and you don't have to worry about a thing. But the thinking and associating past events with something that was unpleasant to you, just like I thought Sonny was dying, because that's what dogs do, they stop eating. But man, I tell you, I even cried because because Sonic was leaving. I mean, I done made this thing real, and I suffered because of what I was thinking. I tell you, and these lessons are for me to learn and remember how my thoughts are, man. And I've been like this all my life. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to think hard. And I remember my grandmother grabbing me when I was a kid. She would grab me and put her arm around my chest and say, Mabel, if you don't get this baby, her heart is beating so fast. She just too hyper. She didn't use the word hyper, but she says she's just doing too much. Here I am, 4 and 5 years old, just out of breath in my heart. You could see my little shirt just my chest pounding. So I have had that problem, anxiety all my life. So, but I'm just praying that I'll remember. That's the key, to remember that that's the way I am. And especially when you get older, it may get, yeah, it's getting worse because when I was younger, I'd get anxious and I'd just go buy me a, a gallon of paint and paint something, or rip down a sofa and start sewing or upholstering. I could always do something to direct my thinking. But as you get older, you don't have these distractions to keep you from thinking too much and worrying. That's what it is, worrying. I tell you. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Remembering and the times we're living in now, we're gonna have to do a fast track. We don't have time to sit under and go to school and buy a bunch of books and I'm gonna learn how to do this, I'm gonna learn Reiki, I'm gonna, all this spiritual teaching, which is good, but you have got to get to the point real fast and retain it, fast track on everything and pass the test. There was a time you have to go to school, what? Um, a semester was you get your summer break, but now they have these semesters where the classes only last 6 weeks or 4 weeks. They're on a fast track, so we have to put ourselves on a fast track to learn this thing, get in the right lane, and get it and move on. Learn the next thing. This is a fast track because it's some serious stuff going on out here, and I just can't believe at my neck bothered somebody that much where they have to do a video and they think they took the video down, but just the idea that you thought that I'm projecting this on you because we talk late at night trying to figure out what we're gonna do next about your writing and stuff, and I'm just there to help you to correct your grammar because your grammar is poor. You don't even know the difference between WANT and WAN. Won't and won't, WON apostrophe T. You didn't even know that, and I would warn you. You know I did. I would call you and tell you to correct that on the title of your videos so people would know that you didn't know the difference in the grammar. You're supposed to be a writer and you don't even, girl, I don't even know why you wigged out on me. It just don't make sense. But that's just the way people are. And I got over it. But it's still funny. It's real funny that you would waste your time and involve your husband in these silly questioning because he gonna agree with everything you say, be it right or wrong. Yeah, that's right. So you gotta, I don't know, you don't even have a strong support. It's like some people, you can be around ignorant people so long until the more you try to teach them, the dumber you'll get. They'll fool around and convince you, and you'll be forgetting what you really know to be true. So, you people be careful following people. And if you don't know something, see, we ain't even got time to send y'all back to school. Though I don't know what kind of school y'all went to. I really don't. It's just baffling me that black women who have raised children can be this ignorant. That's what I'm talking about. And I have a low tolerance for ignorance, but I can't worry about other people. I just have to worry about my own feeble minded self. Because I see myself getting feeble minded, but worried about my neck. And then you got that girl, Magilla Gorilla, talking about how I tried to take her soul because I did some symbols on her hand and I touched her. I ain't touched you. I never did put my hands on you. I don't go around touching people. You touched me, but I ain't scared of nobody to touch me. Now, as long as you don't hit me, you hit me, man. That's gonna be a whole different story. But I don't even understand that. But oh God, Jesus Christ! Let me show y'all how feeble minded I am. Shit. My what you call them, my battle wounds. This here I have to wear this patch for pain. I got all these scars. Look here, all down there. Just cut up, wounded warrior. That's what I am. But I ain't sure trying to put no. Anyway, back. I didn't mean to be talking like that, but it's sick. Anyway, I'll be back with something better than this. But I just had to straighten up my story. This is my side of the story, regardless of what she say about me. Sometimes you do have to kind of tell your side of the story because there's always two sides and then the truth. And I'm telling you the truth. And this is, come here, little girl. Let me see if I can. Come here. She won't come. Come here. She looking at me like I'm crazy. But anyway, good night. Bye.